Hi, Combat fans. This is Neff coming to you live from the Super Monday Night Combat Arena with Super Monday Night Tuesdays, Episode 6. This week, we'll take a look at some Megabeth gameplay, get some tips and tricks, and talk about the latest patch as usual. So right off the bat, I upgraded offense so that my rockets would do more damage, because I love them, they're rockets. They do awesome damage, especially at level 4, against bots and players. So at first I rocket jumped up top because I was going to use the jungle to shoot down at everybody. And then I ran into Beth up there and I just didn't really feel like fighting her. I felt like I could go down in the lanes and be more useful there rather than spending my time fighting her. So I came down to kill some bots. So the biggest thing in the latest patch is changes to matchmaking. So matchmaking now only allows you, or build a team now only allows you to build teams of 2 or 5. So you can no longer have teams of 3 or 4. Teams of 2 are matched up against solo queuers and duo queuers, while teams of 5 are only matched against teams of 5. You can see I'm going to go for Shoot the Moon because that's Megabeth's escape skill and it lets you get out of tight situations, so the lower the cooldown the better. Also gives her a pretty decent speed boost when you use speed endorsements on top of everything. It's a pretty nice buff. So like I was saying about matchmaking, only teams of 5 will get matched up against teams of 5, and duo queues will get matched up against duo queues and solo queues. So a lot of players have been complaining about matchmaking for a long time. And while ideally I would not like to see teams of 3 and 4 excluded from things, if it helps the matchmaking situation at all right now, it's an idea, they're trying it, and hopefully it works out for them. If anything makes matchmaking better, then it's definitely worth it. So I lean towards going with defense because I'm not super familiar with playing Megabeth. I don't play her all the time, but I have played her quite a few times. You might lean more towards Derby Discu if you have more experience with her, and it's definitely a skill that I underutilize in this match. Tends to be my issue with playing pros that I'm not as familiar with. I tend to underutilize their skills. I guess that's kind of the biggest part of the learning curve for me, not so much using the new weapons or learning that stuff. Moving around, that's not that hard to switch between pros. So we got a sharpshooter back in the rotation. The sniper's in the rotation this past week. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Hopefully Uber has figured out the issues that were going on with the sharpshooters before and has a way to prevent those things from happening again. Or the reporting system is just really good and that'll take care of everything. So with Megabeth not having any fall off on her rockets, I pretty much hold down this left lane by myself because my team's doing a really good job in the other lane and managed to take out this turret here in just a couple seconds. If the other team was any wiser, they could easily just send 2 people over or something and chase me off. So a bunch of changes in this week's patch were, I don't want to say based on player feedback, but certainly were things that the community has been asking for quite a while, even if they weren't implemented exactly how players would have liked to have seen them implemented. Sniper here is like SMGing and trying to grapple me, and it's kind of funny. I don't really fight him or anything, and he dies in a second, but that's definitely not the way you want to play Sniper. You can see again I went for Shoot the Moon there to keep up the escape ability and the speed buff when I need it. So going along with some of those player requested changes, see I went with defense there again for the same reasons I said before. The Shelly on Gun Mountain now has a 2-second activation time, which is actually something I was just talking about in my video this past week. It's a pretty cool idea, and that way people will be able to interrupt you with the Shelly instead of it just being a freebie as long as you land on top of it first, because it took only a quarter of a second to activate before, pretty much instantaneous, and you couldn't interrupt it. So hopefully that change balances out Gun Mountain more. I have not played the map since the patch, so I do not know for sure. A bunch of changes this week to Turbo Cross, also talked about on the forums over the course of the week prior to the patch. Pre-built turrets can no longer just be taken down right at the start of the match. They'll start out with a shield initially that needs to be brought down by bots first before they can take any damage. So this will prevent people from backdooring turrets and using weapons with no fall off to basically kill the turrets from an extremely safe distance without even trying right at the beginning of the match. So as soon as I have an extra point, I throw it in Derby Discu because of the stun. It's really good when the Annihilator fights come up. And Mega Blade and the Whirling Dervish, I think, is kind of overrated. So here, part of the reason I chose this match is because I'm pretty much decided that I'm not going to go for the Annihilator at all right now. I'm going to keep up the push and kill these turrets. Since they have no bots at all, and we've already taken out the first 2 turrets, and I'm going to take out the second turret in the left lane, I'm pretty satisfied with that push, and I know I'm going to be able to counter anything that they do if they hit the Annihilator, because they have no bots, and I can just go spawn bots and kill bots very easily as Megabeth. And I'm level 8, so I have offense 4. I'm pushing bots good. So up there, I probably could have used Discu or the Grapple right there, or the Mega Blade to spin around. Not necessarily my best move ever, and that's part of the reason we're going to miss this Annihilator, because now I'm going to grapple somebody, I'm going to grapple the wrong person, of course, and miss them, and we lose this Annihilator, but we're still going to come back and win the match, for all the reasons I said before. And like I said, I had decided to give up the Annihilator ahead of time, but then I really screwed up with that grapple and not using my skills right off the bat when I landed up there the first time.
What are some of the thoughts that first go in your head?
So going along with those turbo cross changes still, Jackbot health got lowered, and long shot turret damage got lowered as well, and they added radius damage fall off for the long shot shell, so when they hit the ground, the further away from the center you are, the less damage you're going to take. These are all things people ask for on the forums, and maybe not these things specifically, but changes to tone down long shots and the turret issue to be fixed. So I was talking a minute about Mega Blade and Megabeth, and I said that I didn't think it was a very good idea. And the reason I don't think it's that great is because it does have the pushback that helps you against grapples, but if anyone has any ability basically that builds up momentum that can get through the push, they can easily just grapple you out of that Whirling Dervish. So I find it works good against new players. So right here, never underestimate the fact that with Juice you have no fall off, and that Bearing Hates is a great weapon even if you don't use it all the time. Definitely secured me that kill that I probably wouldn't have gotten with the rocket launcher. So like I was saying, I think it's a great skill to use against newer players, or if you get someone in a corner, or to clear off the Annihilator. But generally speaking, like I said, if you play a character that has any ability to build forward momentum and has a grapple, which is pretty much plenty of the characters in the game. Veteran, you just charge grapple. Commando, you just roll and then grapple, etc., etc. You can get right through Whirling Dervish and grapple her out of it. So I don't think it's really a very useful skill, and I don't level it at all unless I've maxed out everything else. Feel free to disagree with me there. I'm certainly open to other players having different play styles than myself. Like I said, I probably favor defense too much and could go with more Discu. A bunch of changes to commandos this week. So Sin got a little bit of a buff because the cloak drain per attack has now been reduced, which is something players have been asking for again. So hopefully that'll bring her a little bit more onto par with Sparks and maybe Wascott, although Wascott, I don't know how great he's been since the Shifty Shuffle changes. I haven't been too happy, but it hasn't been the end of the world or anything. Wascott's grappling, when he grapples other people, no longer ends Shifty Shuffle, and if he gets grappled when he's using Shifty Shuffle, it uses the entire cooldown. So hopefully that brings Shifty Shuffle a little bit back on par with where it was at before. I was fine with it ending after one grapple and everything, but I was really disappointed with the fact that the life steal would also end, and you wouldn't be able to take advantage of that at all once Shifty Shuffle ended. So Sparks' megahertz armor damage got cut in half. We'll see what this does. They seem to be just doing little tweaks to Spark each week, like they brought down his damage off his voltage spike a little bit last week. They're trying this megahertz thing this week. So we'll have to see where Sparks winds up. I mean, he's a great pro, and he probably is a little OP, but he also has a glitchy teleport that doesn't work all the time, and some other pain-in-the-butt things about playing the character. Most controversial change this week was definitely the change to Assault Fly. So players have been complaining about Fly forever, and this seems to be one of Uber's first or second attempts to really address the issue. So what they've done now is that shooting while you're flying now decreases your fly duration, just like attacking while you're cloaked as Assassin decreases your cloak. So a lot of players are complaining that it's too severe, but it seems to be the change that players want overall, or it seems to achieve the goal that players want of weakening Fly. So hopefully they can maybe tweak it so that it doesn't drain as much, and it'll be in a really nice place, and players will be happy, and developers will be happy, all that good stuff. I'm just focused on taking out rockets here, and the second Annihilator is going to come up on us in a second. I'm just falling back to my team pretty much in their location every time things get bad, or just running away and able to shoot down on everybody from up top, which is fun as Megabeth. Oh, I forgot with Wascott, Party Pooper now works on turrets. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to play too much Wascott since the patch, so I do not know how much of a change that's going to make. So if you have any comments about that, feel free to share.
It's an extreme boxer.
Players' long requested pit girl uniform for Combat Girl has finally come out this week. So plenty of players are super happy about that, especially some particular people on the forums, I'm sure. So here I get to the Annihilator, and we're definitely going to get this Annihilator, and I do a much better job this time around, I promise. She's going to come up, our Combat Girl, and drop some kittens, and I knew Megabeth was on the way up, so I started dervishing right before she landed. And then I am going to grapple this sniper and throw him off the platform. And I got Chesson who comes up and rampages me off, but of course I'm not giving up at all. So I head on back up there. And I'm going to grapple his ass right off the side too. And get the Annihilator, of course.
Oh, there goes the money ball for the Iceman. Hey, wait a second.
Hot shots with the Annihilator.
Someone that was asking me last week if I am always solo queuing or if I'm playing with other people when I make a lot of these videos. And I am always solo queuing so far. I think one video I made was with someone that I was watching my live stream or something like that. But every video is just me solo queuing. So if you have any video ideas for future videos, I'd love to hear them. Good luck and have bacon as always. Add me on Steam if you want to get some games in. You can follow me on Twitter for some video game news. You can also check out my live stream. I'm streaming on Tuesdays for sure, and I try to stream on and off at different rates. I haven't been doing it as much in the last week, but I'll definitely do it more this week. You can also catch me streaming Smite because I've been having some fun in that beta as well. So, good luck, have bacon, and I hope to see you all on the field of combat.
And Monday Night Combat